Greetings fellow souls. In this video, which we'll see is in split screen, I'm going to show you how to tune an Atari 2600. So this is for the PAL Vader, so-called Vader units from about 1982, 81, 82. Motherboard says 81, but I think they didn't actually make it to the shops till about 82. Anyway, if you watch the video on screen, you'll see that if I get a metal tool, and if I adjust this potentiometer inside the RF modulator, if I just simply put this metal edge in there, you'll start getting interference like that, see? If I remove it away, just like that. So the thing is with tuning, you can't use a metal tool, you need to use some sort of thin, long plastic object. A good way to start would be to get a biro pen cap and just carefully carve it and make a plastic screwdriver. Or you could probably buy a plastic screwdriver kit from Amazon. But having the self-sufficiency of a DIY toolmaker, I think that's a handy skill to have. I'm just trying to find what I have in my box of junk I could use for this purpose. Yeah, this is good. Now, as you can see, if I just get my hand out of the way, I just found this piece. I believe it's a broken piece of plastic from a broken toy or something. If we just pop the edge in there like that, and we carefully, you can see that as I'm turning, we're getting an adverse effect to the picture as well as the sound. And that's where it's completely detuned. So at this point, what you have to do, you have to tune it back. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to start the game by pressing A button. And you can see there's like this crunching, popping sound. Trying to fine tune the sound on this is quite a delicate matter. So, there's a few things to bear in mind with these Ataris with the tuning. If you have these type of modulator problems where you either cannot get the picture right no matter how much you tune it, or you still keep getting this crunchy sound problem, the likely culprits are possibly these. They're known as ceramic disc capacitors. And what happens is, at least in the case of these Vader models, if you put the power supply in, such as a universal one, and you put it in with the wrong polarity set, the Atari will not start up. But not only that, but I believe it causes damage to these ceramic caps. So that when you take it out and you put in the correct polarity setting on your power supply unit, you end up getting this kind of problem. It's something about having the wrong polarity. It ends up weakening these ceramic caps. Now, these are the original ceramic caps. They look like this. I believe they're called J22. They're 22Js. Yeah, 22Js. I think they're what's it, 100? I think they could operate about 100 volts or something like that. I buy them from an eBay seller called Ticked. Now the thing is, if you go online about fixing these Ataris, they often say that you might want to replace this 16-volt barrel cap, which you can see that I've done that there. You can replace the 4 chiclet capacitors on the top row there, which again you can see that I've done that. They're made a bit smaller now, but they are the correct specification. So replacing that did nothing, replacing these did nothing. They also say that you should also try replacing the voltage regulator, which is this thing here. And I did just that. I also replaced that. As you can see here, this is the original. That also did nothing. And so the next maneuver I did is I replaced these. These are 35 volt barrel capacitors. I think they're 35 volt specific wattage. And I ended up replacing those. As you can see, we got a new pair of them here. At the end though, the main thing that actually got this working, where I actually got a full colour picture, was replacing these J22 ceramic cap discs. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there was no online tutorials that ever made mention that there's a chance that these J22 ceramic cap discs could be faulty, or they might die with age. Just as much as the voltage regulator or this 16-volt barrel cap, for that matter. And of course, as I've mentioned, we have this tuner here, but we've also got another tuner here, which we will use to tune the sound. And again, this calls for a plastic tool. Oh, ideally you want a plastic tool for this. There we go, it's on top of the bureau. Yikes. Okay, that's improved. And there we go, we got it working. Got some nice clear sound. There's a little bit of buzz, but that's to be expected. This is 40 years old. This one was built in 81. These 2600 units can be as early as 1977, or probably about 78 in the case of the PAL market. But yeah, I think a little bit buzz. I think that's very slight crackling is quite normal. I can't seem to tune it to be any more clearer than that. I think it's actually more signal noise. I know the whole idea of capacitors is to actually sort of eliminate that. Sometimes it can be a well-rounded combination of the modulators tuner and the sounds tuner. Yeah, I guess a lot of people will just modify their Ataris to have an AV output now. But for other personal reasons, I'm keeping this particular machine stock. So yeah, you do get an idea that if neither tuning either of these works, it's actually likely the ceramic cap discs rather than anything else. See, you can just see that as I just nudge those a bit, we've got this kind of jiggering effect. So it might call for a gentle nudge on the modulator again. You see that these ceramic caps have quite an influence. Another thing to bear in mind with the Atari 2600 is it actually has more in common with radiophonics than actual computer technology. Simply because you've only really got 3 ICs, being the main processor, the TIA and the Riot chips. Everything else is actually rather more like radiophonics. It's quite an analogue piece of equipment. It's probably one of the simplest video game consoles you could repair. And that's it really. If neither repairing the 4 chiclet caps as they call them, if that doesn't work, if fixing the voltage regulator doesn't work, if fixing the barrel cap doesn't work, try these, and if at last you don't get anywhere with those, you need to go for the ceramic disc caps that are placed here and there. They seem to have the most influence over the tuning of the modulator. And that's really the entire thing in a nutshell, really. Okay, so rock on, take care, try and get your Atari fixed and have an Atari party, because that's definitely quite the retro experience. Alright, keep on rocking me fellow souls.